Alright, hi, my name is Mitnitski, and today I want to talk to you guys about what being a good role model means. Okay, so a little bit about me. I'm going to be featuring all 4 years of high school. When you guys go to a football game or basketball game, you're most likely to see us on the sidelines, maybe occasionally doing some back handsprings during timeouts or cheering and pyramids during halftime. A majority of you guys don't see is that we actually compete competitively, and that's from states last season? Yeah, last season. And majority of you guys don't see that we actually do really hard stunts. Okay, so my research paper was on the advancements, demands on the body, and risks of cheerleading. So this quote is from my research paper by Taylor Hartsey. It says, "Some people truly believe that cheerleading has zero athleticism behind it. Cheerleading is not about looks and personality. Cheerleading has become a high-profile sport and is physically demanding. Cheerleaders are attempting dangerous skills that could potentially harm either someone around them or themselves. They are completing physical tasks in unimaginable ways, requiring strength, coordination, and much more." So, as much as I want to back up everything else that they said, the one thing that I could specifically have an example for is how dangerous cheerleading is, because 3 years ago today, not today, 3 years ago, it was the winter season. I was a freshman, and it was 3 days before states, and I ended up breaking my hand. I remember sitting on the mat, and I was crying, and I was more upset, not just because of the pain and everything, but because I felt like I had let my team down. It was really hard. So put aside the surgery that I had to go through and the months of physical therapy, the next day I came back and I watched my team practice and pull together the pieces of our routine without me. So 3 days later, I went to competition, and it was the hardest thing sitting on the side and watching my team, compete without me. And that was when I noticed that, watching and not being on the mat and not helping them, that they were so passionate and worked so hard. In 3 days, when you usually have a month to do a season and put your routine together. So leading into the next thing, life lessons. Besides being passionate and also you learn through cheerleading life lessons off the mat and actually in real life, like dedication. In cheer, you have to be dedicated and you can't just give up, and you have to persevere. Persevere through the hard times. Like if you can't get a stunt or a tumble, you have to just keep going. Working well with others. Basically, there's different personalities that come with different people, so you have to be really well-versed with different people. Patience, trust, but most of all, cheerleading has taught me how to be a good role model through respect, positivity, and a good leader. So going through my community service project, I wanted to put forth my good role model and to all the kids that I was working with. So I held multiple clinics and basically worked with a bunch of kids. This was the first clinic that I held. It was with Bow Middle School, and it was 2 days. It was an hour and a half each. We stretched, which shows that we tumbled, we jumped, and we also stunted, and that was the first time we hit one-legged. That's actually like an advanced stunt, so they were really proud of that. The next one was the elementary school and middle school clinic. It was really cool working with all different types of ages and skill levels. You had the kids in middle school who have done cheer, and then you have the kids in elementary school who are just trying it out, and it was just really cool seeing what they did with what we gave them. So in the corner we have stretching. In the middle we have like the elementary schoolers doing the ice dance, and they were having so much fun. And then the other picture is of the middle school stunting. Also, throughout the summer, I held open gyms to anyone. It was open to middle school and high school, and it was open to people who wanted to just prepare for the season or also just introduce people who've never tried it without the commitment. So we have a stretching, it's always important to stretch, obviously to prevent injury. Us working on pyramids in the middle for the new season, and then me spotting a back handspring. So next, I worked with the Bow Youth Center in 4 weeks out of the summer. I worked Tuesdays and Thursdays for an hour and a half. I was fortunate enough to start a club. It was like a cheerleading club. And I worked with the majority of elementary schoolers, as you can see, a few middle schoolers. Unfortunately, it was hard. My goal with them was to create a routine and over the 4 weeks work on them. But the way the clubs ran was you would sign up each week, so we'd have different people coming and going. So unfortunately that didn't work. But we did come up with another thing that we would teach them to stun and jump, so we wouldn't be working on it every single day. I wanted to make it I wanted to make it really important not to only teach them about cheer and about myself, but I also wanted to learn something unique about each and every one of them and connect with them. So we stunted and we tumbled, which was our favorite thing. We'd take out this little panel mat, and it was a cement floor, and they loved it, and we'd do handstands and cartwheels and somersaults. And they were always eager to learn, and they were excited for me to teach them. So out of all the clinics, I'd definitely say that Bow Youth Center was my favorite clinic. I had an impact on them, but I think they had a bigger impact on me. They looked up to me, and I became a role model to them. And they made me want to teach them because they were so eager to learn. I'd come into the Bow Youth Center, and they all run up to me, and they hug me, and they'd be like, "What are we going to learn today? Can we tumble?" And it was just so cool because they knew already what they wanted to do and what they liked to do and the terminology, and that just made my day. So, yes, cheer taught me that being a good role model, you do need respect, and you do need to be positive. You do need to be a good leader, but the Bow Youth Center has taught me that being a good leader is also about connecting with kids younger than you and being able to be there for them. So, does anyone have any questions?